What's most important is you never ruin a John Legend song like that again.
Don't do that.
Don't you ever disrespect a John Legend song like that again.
That's his best song, too, huh?
That's up there. Ordinary people. It's most important that Baker Mayfield play well for Baker Mayfield. Like, Baker, I can't think of one standout performance from you this year where y'all won. Can't think of one.
Go there.
Your most standout performance was in that loss to the Chargers. So realistically speaking, Baker, all of the Browns' wins, I can't think of you with a standout performance. And in the losses, I can only think of one. At this point, whether Baker Mayfield plays well or not, we don't know if the Browns are going to make the playoffs. We just don't. Like, they had control to a degree of their own destiny last week, but when you lost to the Raiders, we just don't know if they're going to make it. 21% chance that the Browns are going to make it as of now. Ooh. So, Baker, big dog, I hate to say this as a team guy, it's time to be selfish.
Okay.
Period. It's time for Baker Mayfield, and obviously Baker Mayfield won't say this aloud, but it's time for Baker Mayfield to go out there and ball individually. Baker, you cannot control if the Browns are going to make the playoffs, and the only way to change the perception of you this year is for the Browns to make the playoffs. If the Browns make the playoffs, we might look over some of your iniquities on the football field, if you will. But if the Browns don't make the playoffs, it doesn't matter if the Browns win 9. Browns win 8. Browns have a winning season. That's irrelevant. We're looking at you, Baker Mayfield. So since you can't control whether or not the Browns make the playoffs anymore, you better go out there and ball.
Eat.
Because what you can control, how they view you going into that fifth-year option, which they've picked up. What you can control, how the rest of the National Football League views you. What you can control is somehow going out there and dueling with the NFL MVP favorite and Aaron Rodgers right now. That is what you can control. And if we being real,
we are.
Sometimes, even as a Browns fan, which y'all know I am, I'm a Browns fan, I'm an Eagles fan, and people say I'm a Cowboys hater. But as a Browns fan, I don't know that I still care if the Browns win this game.
Wow.
I want to win the war, not the battle. The battle appears to be winning another game and maybe having a chance to make the playoffs, where the Browns will clearly get bounced. The war is Baker Mayfield somehow having a light switch moment that allows this number 1 pick to live up to his number 1 pick potential and leading the Browns into a much brighter future for years to come. What is one football game being victorious as opposed to one quarterback having a moment that can propel them into maximizing their potential? That's where I'm at with Baker Mayfield. Short-sighted, looking through the peephole, man, I really want to win. But I'm trying to open up the door and say, I really want Baker to maximize his potential. I'd rather have him ball and be propelled forward.
Strong. In disagreement, I'd say that the Browns must win this game, and Baker Mayfield must ensure that the Browns win this game. Because it's no more about Baker Mayfield this season. I'm going to say this for real. There's no more learn about Baker Mayfield this season. Let's play the theoretical game. In theory, hypothetically, what if Baker Mayfield goes out there and balls? You won't believe in it fully because you don't think it will be continued. You don't think it will be consistent. You don't think whatever you see in him balling, he's going to replicate that performance going forward, right? So there's no learn in the positive. Let's do the negative. Baker Mayfield goes out there and lays an egg. Sucks. You know what? We already thought that about you, Baker Mayfield, in terms of how we play this game. The Cleveland Browns have a philosophy that they're winning, and when they win, it's in spite of Baker Mayfield. So now they have to buy all in, and Baker Mayfield has to help them buy all in to, we're going to win in spite of Baker Mayfield, whether he balls or not. Now, it's crazy because there's evidence. Let's look at Baker Mayfield in totality. What was his best year? Some say his rookie year, and some say last year.
Sir.
You know why there's a conversation about that? Because his rookie year, the numbers are pretty much the same as last year. But you know why it was a conversation even deeper than that? Last year they won. So guess what? That's the condiments. That's the cherry on top. Oh, y'all won. So Baker Mayfield, selfishly, you need to make sure that this team wins, because there's only one thing in common between being selfish and selfless. It's self. And Baker Mayfield, he needs to ensure this team wins. Let's talk about this. They already got his 5th-year option picked up. So all this, like, I'm going to make them think of me differently and move the needle, maybe on the margins. But in reality, in terms of what they really deeply think of you, it's going to have to take winning performances to change their mind. You look at Baker Mayfield, here's the biggest problem. They don't need Baker Mayfield to ball out. to have team success and to win football games. Think about this. When Baker Mayfield throws for over 300 yards this year, since going back to last year as well, they're 1-3. You have your best games in terms of yardage passing, and we're 1-3. Okay, whatever. Let's go back to 2018, even further. 5-5, 300-yard games. Okay. What happens when he throws for more than 2 touchdowns? You would think, okay, here we go. We got points. Now forget yards, points. 3-3. They win in spite of Baker Mayfield. We know because they're designed. That's why they got Pro Bowl running back. That's why they got Pro Bowl offensive lineman. That's why they have a tremendous defense and Pro Bowlers on that side of the ball. They're trying to win in spite of Baker Mayfield. So if Baker Mayfield is smart in this moment, he respects that they're trying to do that, and he gets out the way and ensures a victory.
But remember, Sel, there are 2 ways to climb the mountain as a quarterback. You can either collectively make sure your team wins, and you don't individually have to ball so much. You speak of Trent Dilfer. I can speak of Joe Flacco. There's several quarterbacks throughout the course of the NFL history. Or you can change the perception of yourself and your dollar amount by individually balling. Deshaun Watson, we've seen that time after time. Baker is doing neither this year.
Right.
Team, not balling. Individually, not balling.
Yeah.
Well, realistically speaking, a ship has set sail for the team to ball. Best case scenario, what can the Browns end up? 10-7.
10-7.
And
Playoff
maybe
team.
miss the play.
Maybe win a division. They're still in the running to win a division. They still play the Ravens.
Now they're hard pressed because the Bengals are ahead of them after losing to the Raiders. I said last week Browns are going to win the division. I was like, Browns are going to win 3 out of the next 4. They're going to win the division. They're going to be all good. But after losing to the Raiders and that percentage dropped down from about 44% to 21%, I'm not going to lose y'all with stats for making the playoffs. I was like, I'm hard pressed to see this team sell with an additional game this year than last year, have 1 less loss. That's bad math, coach. Math ain't math.
No.
You can't have another game and have 1 more loss. Or not even that. You can't have another game and 1 less victory. That's better than having 1 more loss. So, Baker, what you can control is balling. Ball out, not just this game, ball out the rest of the games. I want the Browns to win, of course. But I just know that if the Browns beat these Packers and still don't make the playoffs, that does nothing for the Browns, and it does nothing for Baker Mayfield. At least let someone come out on top. Let somebody win in this situation.
But I'm saying that you have the bad math, not necessarily the setup for this team. Let's talk about this team. Hard press is what you say in thinking that they can do something in the playoffs. But people said that about the Giants the year that they were a wild card team. People said that about the Packers the year they were a wild card team. People said that about the Bucs last year. You got to go on the road every single game and win it all. Well, they did. And I'm not going to get caught up in the hard press conversation because that's one team, the 2021 Cleveland Browns we're talking about right now, versus one player with 4 years of resume, 4 years of evidence. It's harder for Baker Mayfield to change our minds than for a 7-7 Cleveland Browns team to change our minds right now in this year. You know, because Baker Mayfield, even if it works, even if Baker Mayfield has thrown for what? 5 touchdowns once in his career, 4 touchdowns, I think twice. Any this year? None. Not even 3 this year. Baker Mayfield goes out there and lights it up. We're going to be like, anomaly. But if this team starts to consistently win, what Baker Mayfield as its leader at the helm, we'll start to say, oh, Baker Mayfield somehow, some way, Jimmy G style, just stirs this the right way. If you're going to be selfish for the team.